So, welcome back to our Tech Talk series, everyone, to our attendees. Um, Today we'll have a presentation from Tony Lee again with InHand Networks. And if you joined us last week, Tony was also a guest presenter on the InMetrics K16 temperature sensing kiosk solution. If you missed that session, we have it archived online, and it was definitely an interesting product, something that we never would have thought we needed about a year ago, but we find ourselves needing that today. So it's worth taking a look if you missed it. Just briefly, we don't have our traditional intro slides that we always kind of show before our tech talks to kind of talk about what's coming up next. But the key thing to note is that traditionally we've done tech talks on Wednesdays, and we've always had a few one-offs like today, for instance. But for the next couple of weeks, we're going to shift to Tuesday mornings and for our sessions, and mainly because on the next several Wednesdays throughout August, Rockwell Automation will be doing a smart machine workshop on Wednesdays as well. So we don't have the slides to kind of announce that, but if you go to reynoldsonline.com to their events page, all of those events are posted up there for you to kind of see what that smart machine workshop series is, as well as our tech talks throughout August. So with that, don't want to take that much time away from Tony, so I'll let Tony introduce himself and start the presentation on industrial routers.
Hi, for those of you that weren't on last week, my name's Tony Lee. I'm with InHand Networks. I work with Reynolds Corporation. I work with the industrial automation side of our efforts for North America. And what I wanted to do today was just kind of give you guys a little bit of more insight into what we do on the cellular router side, which is, to be very honest with you, one of our bread and butter businesses. And actually where we're doing a lot of business currently with Renco. So I wanted to bring this up, show it to you. I know that you guys have other wireless cellular router partners as well. So my idea is to show you where we're different, where our thinking is different, and frankly, where we may be able to help those of you that aren't working with us already. This is me. It's kind of a bad picture, sorry, but that is my cell phone and email. So this is a little bit quickly about InHand. We've been in business for 19 years. We're considered one of the pioneers of IoT, which stands for Internet of Things. Industrial automation, connectivity, GPS vehicle tracking, all kinds of different things falls under the kind of interesting umbrella of IoT. We are a Schneider and a Rockwell Encompass partner. We work with ABB, Siemens, GE Healthcare, and a lot of other organizations. What does make us a little bit different is we have our own factories. We don't contract manufacture out to third parties like most manufacturers do. So we design, develop, and manufacture everything in-house, and we keep a really tight chain on our supply chain, a tight leash on our supply chain there. So we're able to really be very competitive and simultaneously very innovative. We're very R&D centric. Out of the 300 plus headcount, over 100 is R&D. We do have a commitment to quality and support. Our industrial routers do carry a 3-year warranty. We are ISO 9001 2015. We've got ROHS and CE certifications, and we do offer free full technical support of anything you may need, and that is technical support pre and post sale. We will work with you from a design and solutions engineering standpoint as well if you'd like for us to. This is what we sell more of than anything in terms of volume. So I wanted to bring this up first. This is the IR615. It's LTE, it's Cat 1, Cat 4, Cat 6, or Cat 1, M1, excuse me. And then also we've got Ethernet capabilities and onboard Wi-Fi. Full VPN, high security reliability. It is a rugged design, and it's very easy to remote manage it. Most of us here in sales, this is the low-hanging fruit opportunity this year right now. We're seeing record business from our industrial cellular router side, because this is the year that about 80 million 3G devices are going to stop working at the end of the year. The cell carriers originally had planned on getting rid of 3G back in about 2015, and they've kicked the can ever since because there's so many devices out there. Quite frankly, the majority of those devices are still out there, but the carriers need that 3G spectrum to free up for 5G. And so what they're doing is they're saying, we're not going to tell you when your tower is going to stop working. It's just going to stop working one day. So literally beginning January 1, 2021 at midnight, there is the potential of stuff it's going to stop working. So the idea is here with this, you've got customers out there with 3G devices. I know specifically one of the larger Reynolds company customers that I work with, Motor Controls there in Dallas, has hundreds of 3G devices that need to be upgraded. That right now is something where you can grab a ton of business almost immediately with these. It's simple, it's just there, and it's a gimme. I mean, all you have to do is just talk to somebody about it. And we are launching new special pricing. I'm going to be going through that a little bit later, either today or tomorrow with Weldon, to go through what the new pricing initiative is. But we've put together a really unique package for this. A little bit more on the industrial ruggedized design of this. As you can find, MIMO on the Wi-Fi, MIMO on the cellular as well. We've got an RS-232 or it can be RS-485. It's in a terminal block. There's a DIN rail mounting that you can see to the left side of where it's laying horizontally. You're looking at EMC level 3, and then a high operating range. Very few other devices in the industry have that wide of an operating range. And something for some of you that have seen this device before, we did launch at the beginning of the year. This device now is Class 1 Division 2 certified. Every single device we sell on the IR615 is C1D2, and we don't charge extra for the C1D2 sticker, unlike every other wireless cellular router manufacturer out there. We got pushed a couple of years ago by Renco. We undertook the effort last year. You asked for it. We've got it now. It's going to give you a really stable and reliable connection for your customers. Some of the devices are backwards compatible to 3G if they're in fringe areas where 3G is likely to stay up longer. It does give you multiple backup link capabilities in the software to maintain that continuous always-on connection. One of the ways it does it is using a hardware watchdog to recover from device faults and reestablish the connection automatically if something goes down. And then we also, in the firmware, have multi-layer link detection to recover from those connectivity faults as well. The IR615 is really, really easy to deploy and manage. We can give you APN auto negotiation where there's no user configuration on a simple public network connection. CLI, it's a web interface that you just log in with a browser to actually control and program the whole thing. It's very straightforward. And then you also, with the batch configuration, you can actually set up one device, configure it exactly the way you want to, and then get an image of that, which then can be loaded into sequential devices moving forward, so that it makes deployment very simple. And then it also supports our cloud interface so that engineers can do remote debugging, diagnostics, programming, etc., of the devices once they're already deployed in the field. We also offer connectivity backup through the 615, so that, let's say that wireline is the standard interface automatically for your customer, but you need something that will give backup redundancy to that connection in case the wireline goes down. Let's say, for example, there's construction from a telecom company down the street, and the line accidentally or on a timed basis gets severed. Or let's say, for example, they're working on a drainage system and a backhoe cuts a fiber optic line that's feeding this through the to your customer. The device will actually, on the uplink port, it knows how to speak Cisco, and it will actually, once the Cisco loses its wireline connection, it automatically will fail over to the 4G connection there. Most folks look at 4G and say, okay, well, is there enough bandwidth there? Depending on the application, there absolutely is. And part of our offering that we're going to have the special pricing for is on a Cat6 LTE connection, which maxes out at 300 megabits per second down, 50 megabits per second up. So it's a very robust, high bandwidth connection. So it's going to be able to ensure uptime and high reliability for your customers there. We do have a full VPN and data security scheme here. We do protect from denial of service attacks, stateless pack inspection, and a host of other solutions there that just make sure that this device is this router is really going to be secure. Another product we have is the IR900. This is one of the highest industrial grade devices that we offer. Again, it's LTE, Ethernet, and Wi-Fi, dynamic routing as well, and full VPN data security. It is Microsoft Azure certified. It also works on Python as well for some light edge computing capabilities, if that becomes of interest. That same customer, Motor Controls, with Reynolds, they actually use the IR915, and they've deployed hundreds upon hundreds of them with a lot of success. I mentioned it does do Microsoft Azure certified. It also works with AWS IoT Cloud. It's great for SCADA applications, and then we have the InHand Sense Cloud as well. Python programming, and Microsoft Azure as well, so that it can be connected into all sorts of different sensors, industrial equipment, PLCs, pretty much you name it. A little bit more on the industrial design. Here's all three different important views of the 900 series. It is a metal housing. It's IP30 rated, EMC 43. Another really wide temperature range and a wide voltage range, so it's very flexible in the environments that it can be put into. You also have a lot of capabilities. So here's an example that we put together. Cellular communication, where we got some distribution automation. You're actually able to connect the distribution automation equipment to the data center itself. You've got secure data transmission through a VPN tunnel, rugged design. It's easy to embed in the panel. The wide range makes it work pretty much anywhere in your market. We do support IEC 101 to 104, and they can customize it to do all kinds of special things through the Python programming as well. So here's a little flow chart of how the connectivity would actually take place as well at the bottom. And then this is a This should look familiar to folks who, certain folks who've worked with the 915 there at Reynolds. This is an actual application where there's a Gulf pump station for irrigation. This is actually a setup that the motor control guys have used, where they've got the motors going through the Allen Bradley system. We've got HMIs over here to the side, and we're providing the connectivity for all of these devices over the 4G LTE connection through our InConnect service that's giving always-on VPN protected connectivity to all of those devices. So literally they're able to access this from a tablet, a smartphone, or a PC and just control the HMIs and the other devices here on the other end on an on-demand as-needed basis. That's it. That's what I've got for you guys here. What I'd like to do now is have some conversations, maybe answer some questions that come up about some of this, and see what the feedback might be. It's very, very straightforward, and it's a really great opportunity with the 3G sunset, where even though the questions with the economy are out there, these customers need to replace these devices or they're going to start going down. So it's a good position to be in for the sales team.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Tony. I guess we have the ability to take a question on chat Q&A, or we can even unmute your line if you'd like to ask a live question to Tony. So we'll give everybody a minute or two to see if they have a question to ask.
I kind of feel like the guy on Ferris Bueller. Bueller.
It was no problem. It was short and sweet and to the point. So that's what nothing wrong with that. So it's good that it was nice to show some of the use cases too. That's always useful and helpful to kind of visualize how this can be used. So we didn't point out up front, but the session was recorded or is being recorded, and we'll have the recording and the slides posted later as well for your review to look at. Sounds like.
And
yep.
Honestly, if anybody has questions afterwards, they think of it, you've got my email. Here, I'm going to put it into the message here so that you've got it as well. Just call me.
Easy enough. All right. Well, it looks like it's no questions at the moment, so we'll make this one a really short one, and appreciate everyone taking the time to listen. Tony, thank you for taking the time to join us and present.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.